And we are welcoming back Dr. Rebbecca Hertel to the Blue Couches for the first time. Welcome into First at 4. You're a menopause practitioner. We're talking about erasing the stigma around menopause, but welcome into the show.
Thank you.
Yeah, such an important topic. We're breaking the stigma on a lot of things today, but this is one, and we need to have you on more often because there's so much to this. It's a lengthy process for women.
It is.
And they don't have to suffer.
No, they don't. They don't. You know, it happens at any point. So going into menopause is the cessation of ovulation, and that usually occurs 12 months and 1 day after your period, your last period. But the symptoms can happen 7 to 10 years prior to your very last one. So these women could be suffering for, you know, in their late 30s to early 40s.
Well, Amanda had just said to you in the break, I needed you about 8 years ago. You must hear that all the time.
I get it all the time.
But the trick is that everybody everybody experiences it differently. And so it is kind of hard to pinpoint.
It is, it is. It's
but
hard.
What do you tell women who come into you and say, something's off?
So a lot of times I'll ask them, you know, tell me, what have you been feeling? When did it start? Is it brand new? A lot of times they'll say, you know, I was just doing just fine, and then all of a sudden I woke up and I'm anxious. I can't sleep. My heart's racing. And you still have to do the workup to make sure that nothing else is going on. But most of the time, it's perimenopause, or they're going through that we call menopause transition. And so then, you know, I don't feel like myself. And then we talk about it, we go through it, and we talk about options that every woman will go through, like puberty. And, you know, if they decide to get pregnant or not, they will all go through menopause, every woman.
So what are the options out there if you're going through this and you feel off and you're kind of suffering a little bit in silence? What are the options there?
So the options are to find a really good menopause specialist. That's the biggest thing, because most physicians aren't trained in medical school and residency. You have to really seek out that specific training. And so the options are you can do hormone replacement therapy. It used to be such a taboo thing, and now we really have walked back most of the WHI study and has said, no, it's okay to treat. It's safe to treat. You don't have to treat if you don't want to with hormones, but it is an option, and women need to understand that it's an option and the benefits of hormone replacement therapy.
And when you said to find a menopause specialist, where are they? Are there many around here like yourself?
Just Google them?
So there was one statistic that was for every 32,000 women, there's one menopause specialist.
Oh my goodness.
I believe it.
So the Menopause Society does have a list. And then really, you know, there are a lot of different women on Instagram, which is where I found the training that I went through. And if you follow them and can trust them, then that is a really great way to start getting that education. And then the Menopause Society also has education as well. So
I think it's just so important to let women know there is help out there. There are answers. What are some of those initial symptoms? I mean, I think it's wide ranging.
It is wide ranging.
What are some of those that women should kind of be watching out for?
Sure. A lot of times it could just be the hot flashes and night sweats. That's what we think of.
Yeah.
But a lot of the times women will say to me, I'm just not sleeping anymore. I can't fall asleep. I can't stay asleep. I'm anxious. I never used to be anxious before. Or I'm leaving my keys. I think I have Alzheimer's. Something's going on. Do I have I hear it all the time. Do I have early onset Alzheimer's? Because I can't remember things. I can't form my words, my sentences. And those are very, very common.
Yeah, so much to get into. Please promise us that you'll come back and we'll talk a little bit further in depth. That would really be wonderful.
Just a tip of the iceberg, but this is a little bit of information on how you can reach Dr. Hertel again. You're based here in Erie, but you also do telehealth, right?
I do telehealth as well.
Great. Wonderful. Thanks so much for being here. And
Thank
again,
you
come
for
back and
having
see
me.
us.
I appreciate it.
Let's head over and check in now with John.